Hey, brother. Just want to first off say I love your content, love sharing it, keep making it, keep fighting a good fight. But to answer this question, I too am a young earther. I have discussed it a few times. I don't debate people. I'll discuss until it turns into a debate, and I kind of end it. But to what I've discussed with old Earth believers, and people who believe the Earth is billions of years old that aren't even Christians pretty much have the same answer. They admit that this was an issue for them um, until finally they've all pretty much came up with the same solution. Man was too dumb to know to make buildings and tools and this and that, so there was nothing to preserve. And that fossils have to be made under special conditions. Those conditions are not very common, and therefore that's why we don't see them, and that's why they're not saved. Of course, they will constantly have an article here or there in science magazines saying they found a tool or something that dates 400,000 years, and they question the history of mankind based on evolution. Sad fact is they're wrong. Without going into the theology of why or the scientific reasons why, I'm going to go and do another reason. I'm going to go and pretty much choose the historical fact of the founders of the old Earth belief and how it all originated. And from that foundation, we will see that everything that they say and do is pretty much on a faulty foundation. We know what Jesus says about building your house on sand. So back in the day, when it was believed that the Earth was only a few thousand years old, and it was the main belief in the scientific world, there was a small group of atheist scientists who did not believe in God and did not want to believe anything that can be pointed from the scriptures, such as a young Earth belief system. So they wrote up their own ideas and such, and even became famous for saying that they would create their own science that goes around God or proves that God just basically doesn't exist. And so this small group of scientists, atheist scientists, continue to write their papers and do their science that they created, but it never really got nowhere. Until one day, one of these scientists' grandsons did something. Now, this grandson, he was kicked out of high school for being a troublemaker. He also failed science, and he failed math. Thanks to his grandfather's connections, he was still able to go to a nice college. But there, he failed science, and there, he failed math as well. And it was there that he also got kicked out as well. So then, pretty much, he had to go to the military. Well, as, everything can, pattern and everything, he stuck to his pattern and, yep, you guessed it, he got kicked out of the military as well. So he took some of his family money and started going on a travel on a boat. Took some of his grandfather's works, put them together and put them into a book, and published that book. That book then became very famous. And yes, if you're thinking Charles Darwin, you are correct. That's how his book came about. That is who created it, not Charles Darwin, but his grandfather and his grandfather's associates. This is all historical documents and facts and proofs that any person who knows how to work a simple Google site and search engine can do to see that what I'm saying is true. So for the fact that the foundation of evolution, which is also the foundation for old Earth, was a science to disprove God or to go around the Bible and God by a group of atheists, is all anyone ever needs to know about the true meaning and the real reason behind these teachings. It is to replace God, prove that he's wrong, and go around the Bible. If that is the foundation, which is a faulty or sand foundation, if you will, going back to Jesus' parable, then we know that everything else that is built on top of it is also faulty, whether or not there may be a truth here or there within it. So, with that being the case, I could never be an old earther or support anything that they teach or believe, because their very foundation is to be a mockery to God and try to prove that He doesn't exist. But they will continue with the lies and continue to do so until they get rid of God. But we all know that will never happen. Be blessed.